Marriage is a step in life in which your journey will no longer be carried out alone, and gladly, you will be accompanied by someone you love for the rest of your life. It is a one-time event, so it is essential to find the best person to marry and love you for the rest of your life. It is necessary to be ready for the one-time event, and everything should be in place, especially the necessities needed after the wedding. Both groom and bride should have mutual understanding and the same perspective in life so that they would not end up separated after a year or so. They need to consider the concept of having and raising children, proper communication, problem-solving skills that will soon be beneficial to their married life. But in this story, I will show you the story of a groom and bride's side wherein they have different circumstances without a concrete plan for him. To receive an inheritance, he had to marry an unknown woman, but when he lifted the veil, he fled. But before we get into it, do me a favour and smash the like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button for notifications whenever a new video is published. Marriage is a union of two people in love. Nowadays, there are two unique ideas about marriage. The first being a marriage dependent on pure love, and the second, a marriage arranged by someone, typically the guardians. Although an arranged marriage varies from a marriage dependent on affection and tenderness in the after-marriage life and spouse-wife relationship, the difference lies in selection and social implications. An arranged marriage is an agreement between families, yet not between people. Before the discussion of marriage between the guardians happen, each side's guardians research the other family's background and wealth. They need to determine that the young lady's family is of similar class, with a good reputation, good financial standpoint, and have no generic sicknesses. On the off chance that the guardians are satisfied with what they have seen on research, a family companion goes about as a contact between the families and uncovers the interests of one family's child to the next. Then, at that point, the guardians of the two families start to convey a meeting for the prospective bride and groom of the hour to meet. This gathering is the place where choices are made. A specific sensation of similarity should be felt by the two families altogether for a union to continue. In societies where arranged relationships are typical, the job of the female is subordinate to the male. A part of similarity requires the ability of the young lady to adjust to the man's family of living. She is an outsider in the family and will embrace the ideals, serve and adjust to traditions and cultures of the man's family. If the guardians like one another, and if the man and young lady are drawn to each other, or possibly if the man loves the young lady, the guardians will set the dates for commitment and marriage. This is how hard the tradition is, but what will happen if you choose the person you love rather than the inheritance you will get from marrying the wrong person? This is a story of a man named Sheikh Abdul, a nobleman who had a passion for work. As long as he is in the process of doing what he wants to do, he doesn't need self-motivation. It is only when he does tedious tasks that Sheikh has to throw in some motivational techniques. The more he follows his passion, the more motivated he became. He has an oil company, and the money he makes grows over time because he is always investing in them. Ahmed, Abdul's son, is the person in line to take the business when he retires. The process of passing the inheritance is very important to keep the legacy, name and money to the family. So Ahmed studied in the prestigious school, and he made the same effort his father did when he was in college. It gave him ideas in handling a company, and he excels in most of his classes. After graduating, he immediately talked to his father to have the job he was intended to hold. After a lot of years, Ahmed followed the steps of his father. In whatever he does, he always succeeds. The company grows better than his father ever expected, and because of that, they established a good name in their business partners. Sheikh Abdul was very pleased with the accomplishments of his son, so he thinks about something that will make his son happy for the rest of his life. Sheikh Abdul arranged a date with his son's cousin. They immediately planned the wedding, and because of the extensive network and money, the marriage had to be set in no time. Ahmed is a very handsome man. He possessed all the things that a woman needs. The wedding is all set, but Ahmed's father didn't know that he is in love with someone else, his father's employee. They see each other secretly, and sometimes she stays in his place. A week before the wedding, his girlfriend confessed that she is carrying their child. Ahmed only accepted the arranged marriage because he doesn't want to disappoint his father. But what is more disappointing is liking his father's employee, a woman who is not even Arab and also pregnant. It will certainly cause trouble once his father knows what he's been up to. Ahmed and his girlfriend argued about the baby, but too much stress pushed his girlfriend to leave him. Because he wanted to live to the expectations of his father, he married his cousin while abandoning his son and the woman he loved so much. One morning, without informing Ahmed, he saw his girlfriend outside his father's factory calling him. He immediately ran off towards the woman and they talked. The woman informed him that their child has cancer and is dying. Ahmed said that he would take full responsibility for the child and that he will take care of the future expenses. After so many years, Yasir, the illegitimate son, grew to be an obedient child, but he showed no interest in life. Yasir studied business as his father did. He made the exact same efforts of his father when he was on his college days. After a year, Ahmed became extremely ill and he already had to decide where he should give all of his wealth. He made his last will, which included his conditions. To get the wealth that he possessed, one of his sons must marry the person he chooses. The wedding is arranged according to his father's will because the legitimate son of Ahmed is in line to marry his father's chosen bride. After 3 days, the wedding took place on the most prestigious site that they have owned. When the groom lifted the veil, he ran away because he doesn't want to marry someone whom he does not love. So he ran away and he left his wealthy life. The only person left is Yasser, and he took off the chance and married the girl. Everyone agreed to the conditions and they got married. All of the wealth of his father has been transferred to him. It is a problem of the second-born child that he didn't take the chance to marry the woman who will give him a better future. Maybe we cannot blame him for what he did, because true love is better than $1 million in money. As for Yasser, the pain of loss, grief and loneliness has already paid. It gave him a total breakthrough. After so many years, Yasser found out that his brother became an addict and frequently joined clubs that promoted liquor and gambling. It's hard at any stage in life to conquer addiction. However, it's much more difficult to defeat one where no result has been confronted. It's out of desperation that help is looked for, causing an individual to find support before they're prepared. It only fuels the fire more often than not. After the confrontation and persuasion, his brother Yasser finally agreed upon something. They will divide the wealth and start over again. He started working on the same company that their father once owned. Soon, he fell in love and married, where he was able to manage the money. He also made more money because of his diligence, and they lived happily ever after. In life, there are always ups and downs. There are things that are beyond our control. That is why we should go with the flow of destiny. Life is a rough journey, but with your family, wife, and friends, nothing is impossible. You might be hurt along the process, but they are there to lift you up and will help you correct your mistakes. Just like the mistake of Ahmad, his son Yasir helped to redeem him for his mistakes. As I always say, failure is a part of success. No one can escape this process. Everyone should fail first in order to attain victory. I hope you liked our topic for today. What do you think about our story? Leave a comment down below. But before leaving, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications of our future content. With that being said, see you in the next one.